Getting this thing cleared off. Got all those big heavy plates off the top of it and stacked up vertically on this. So really I can get to all of them now pretty easily. So a big 1/2 inch section there, some 1/4 partial plates, some more 1/2 inch. I've been telling EcoMouse Design I couldn't do his thing for him because it was all my 1/2 inch was covered up, and I really didn't. I was being lazy. Didn't want to get to it. But anyway, I was just I got this thing completely cleared off. Let me go show you outside real quick. I drug this over here, and you see I've got my bench rotated around like I was telling you about. All it really did was, there was some dead space. I mean, I had those cabinets and they were taken up, probably down to right there. And there was just a lot of dead space here. Open space, which I like open space, but I don't really know that I needed it. This is a common traffic point coming in and out of that door. So it's definitely tighter back here now, getting in and around. But I've gained a ton of room over this way. Of course that, I'm gonna put that back there for right now. But I sold the jet planer. Man, that went really quick. The planer joiner combo. I put that on Facebook Marketplace, and guy came got it within a few hours of putting it on there. So anyway, I've got this. I had some 1 inch solid square bars, so I'm just putting those on there. And I think by having that one extra divider, it effectively gives you, it doubles up each of these spaces, kind of. And there's not an easy way because of the way I did this to put another one in here. But if I just let the sheets hang off the end a little bit, they can catch on that and lean some this way, lean some that way, and I can get to both, rather than them all kind of wanting to lean over one way and then the whole stack's jammed up. But so I don't really show this much in videos or use it very much, and it's been a good machine. I got it on the auto set there, and I got it on 3/8, which is basically all the way wide open, and for a 1 inch solid, and then that's 1/4 inch tubing. We'll just burn it in there hot. So let me see if I can get you set up here, and more wire than you need. See how it's just kind of crowned up? And it almost always does that on auto set. Gives you too much wire. So, and we got plenty of heat. I got that on, set to max basically. So I'm going to turn this down to about 80% there. And we got one more to weld up, so we'll get it welded. Nice thing about clamping that hard on there is you don't even need to tack it. Just weld it across, weld it across. I hate tacking with a MIG welder. I don't know what you guys think, but I love TIG welding, but I'm not going to get down there with a foot pedal and get all the way down there to weld that. But you can feather in, pop these little baby fusion tacks on anything and then consume it when you weld. And a MIG welder, God, just puts those big old cold tacks on things. Might not have been quite enough wire speed on that one. See how that one's laying flatter in there? Not so crowned up like this one here. Got that crown in the middle. So anyway, getting some progress made, getting this thing cleaned out. And now that I got that situated, a few of these, you know, almost full sheets I've got like this are gonna go in there. And then next I'm gonna come, I'll probably make a video for you guys on this and cut this thing completely apart and store it, these shelves, store it under there until I get the time to build a rack system and some rollers and whatnot. But this is what I got right here. Look at this. It'll be interesting to see how much weight is on there. Anybody want to guess? Leave a comment down there and let me know. We got some 1-inch offcuts, you know, not really a lot usable on it. And we got a lot of 1/4 inch and 3/8. You see a piece of 1/4 inch aluminum there. I mean, I could get finicky and get all that out of there, but honestly, I'm tired of chasing it. I have gone after so many offcuts and salvaged a bunch of it, you know, but I can't. I've gotten all out of it I can get. I don't even use what I have, and this stuff's just got to go. So leave a comment and put down your guess, and I'll come back and make a video after I get this hauled off and show you the weight on camera. I'm gonna put my guess in. I'm gonna say 2200. But let me show you the organization over here. So I found my best method for managing the offcuts. I'm still waiting on. Oh, by the way, as an update on this for anybody that was following it, they did resolve the problem and they're sending me a new board. There's a board that gets replaced in that, and then a threshold setting in the controller that needs to be changed out. So Thermodynamics, their techs and engineers are headquartered out of Denton, Texas, which is, you know, a couple hours from me. They've offered to come and replace it, drive down here, but I'm gonna see if I can just get it overnighted so I can pop it in there, and you know, it should be a quick install on that, and I can be back up and running. But I'm just gonna show you real quick over here. This 1/4 inch sheet, I've had this laying around, you know, for a while. I processed it on the bandsaw, and all these 1/2 inch plates, I mean, all these plates that you know, the only one I didn't really process really doesn't have a lot left is this one right here that's almost all cut. But I'm about to get, my first job is to get 4 more of those discs for the table kit that I got over here that's about to go out the door. That's all I got left to do, is cut that and that 1/4 inch plate that's on the table. So I didn't leave myself a lot of room over here, you know, for fabrication. But I mean, the nice thing about it is that is on wheels, rollers. I mean, this is as well. But if you notice what I did, I was afraid that once I got all this weight on here that I would have issues, because I got some like $1 casters from Harbor Freight on it, which was fine just as a little work table. But now I got it loaded up with a lot of materials, and you can see that I put some little stops in here as well. Some of these gaps that are larger, you know, so you can keep it, so you can keep everything over to one side or the other, and you can see how big it is. And you know, flip through it real quick. This is aluminum over here, and that's steel. This is all, you know, so shorter pieces here that are longer, and same thing. I got some round pieces that were offcuts out of some round stuff, and then you know, some thicker aluminum pieces here that I just hated to get rid of. You know, some of this stuff I can use eventually someday. And if you didn't see my other video, I got if you go to the tools section on my website, there's a link in there for $33. I'll send you a scrap metal box. I've had a couple go out, and here's one more that's about to go out. So I just give a sampling, you know. I try to give you, you know, some nice cold rolled stuff, a little bit of aluminum, some hot rolled, some maybe a little bit thicker. I'm not trying to cheat anybody. I mean, I try to, what I found though is if you fill those boxes like completely to the brim, they'll bust open. And, you know, for $5 more, I could insure it, but you know, it's like, what's the point? I mean, the point is pack it up, get it out the door. So I put a little bit of packing material and don't fill it quite all the way full. You know, it may be like 75% full. And that seems to work best on that. So anyway, so far so good. And one of the keys is, you know, not filling it completely up. I still got slots open there, and I've still got, you know, this whole section right here. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with that, if I'm going to cut more of those and fill that all the way up, or just get rid of that and use it as stand-up. But Metal Ox Tool Co. design metal bender kits, I still, you know, ship those out. I get a few orders in here and there. You guys probably remember seeing this on video. I got lots of videos on it, and you might see me using it occasionally in the videos, but I use it on a regular basis. You know, probably a week doesn't go by that I don't use it for something. So another thing I want to get rid of, and I don't know if anybody would want this or not, but I don't use it with a CNC plasma table. You don't need it, but this, you know, this hole punch station here, it'll punch up to 1-inch thick holes in 1/4-inch material. And this is 1/4-inch here. All these holes I punched in there, just made that little decorative band to demonstrate it. But it works good. You know, you can use it on this little table I made for it, or you can use it as a standalone. What it's made for are like structural steel guys to punch holes like in the side of, you know, in beams and things, for, you know, and plates and gussets and whatnot, pop holes in it real quick. So they're about $700 on eBay for that unit right there. So I mean, it's been used very, very little, mostly just for videos. But if somebody wanted to buy that, I have the case that it goes in and the extra dies, 1/4-inch, 3/8, half, up to 1 inch, I believe is what I have, or it might be 7/8, whatever this whole size is right here. So let me know if you want that, and make me an offer on it. And you know, if you're going to try to lowball, don't even bother. But some reasonable offer, I would probably, you know, just pack it up and get it out of here. Because I mean, it just sits and sits and sits. I'm tired of stuff, you know, taking up space. And if you don't get a handle on this at some point, you will get it so overwhelmed and clogged up full of stuff that it's like some of the shops you see, they can't even hardly walk around in them. And you got to just take the time, you know. And I'm the one preaching to the choir here, because I'm the one, you know, that didn't do it and let this stuff kind of pile up on me. But sometimes it's real easy to chase after the money, and if you take a couple, 2-3 days and reorganize everything, you ain't making money doing that. But anyway, you see I got some 1-inch plates on this, some 1/2-inch right there, more 1-inch, and I got 1/4 and 3/8 up here. And this thing still rolls around. These casters on here are decent, but it's getting kind of hard to roll. I mean, you can still roll it. And so yeah. And my goal going forward is any jobs that come in, 100% process the sheet and, you know, come up with little squares and circles. People had different ideas on that. The one thing I thought that might be a good idea is these Harbor Freight casters, sorry. You know, or any of the ones, the different sizes, the 2-inch, 3-inch, 4-inch, 5-inch, 6, 8-inch, the plate sizes for those, you know, I could get all those dimensions and make those as a standard. A lot of people like to use those and have a plate that they can bolt them to and weld the plate to the bottom of a tube or frame or whatever. So I don't know. There's so many ideas, you know, so many things, and it's really, at the end of the day, what is it that you can do? What, you know, what will work? I mean, what will people need? What will, you know, what can I make and use these offcuts for and keep it rolling and keep people happy without, you know, cutting 100 or 1,000,000 caster plates and not sell any, you know, and have them all stacked up here and throw them away. So it's a challenge, but it's fun. You know, I may sound like I'm complaining a little bit about some of this kind of stuff, but I gotta say, it's overall, this has gone extremely well. I'm you know, about to come up on 3 full years doing this. And, you know, in some ways it doesn't look like I've really done a lot. You know, a lot of things look the same, but in other ways I've, you know, made some good progress, and really happy about the metal art that I sell, and, you know, getting the paint booth finished and being able to paint in there, and the look and the finish and the feedback from the metal art. And, you know, I've continued to raise my prices on those, and, you know, so that it's profitable. And I'm really not trying to, you know, rip people off at all. I want to give the best finish I can give and charge a high price for it, you know. And people, everybody that's gotten anything I've made for them, they've always been ecstatic about it. I have 100% positive feedback on eBay. Everybody that's got anything has had nothing but positive things to say. And I'd say probably 80% of my business right now is repeat stuff. You know, people going, hey man, you made me this. And I got a couple guys that want to make payments, so they, you know, they start sending me 50 bucks at a time, and when they get a couple hundred, 300 bucks saved up, you know, I make them whatever, you know, Harley Davidson sign or whatever it is that they're trying to buy. And so anyway, let me know what you think on the weight out there, and I'll report back. Just thought I'd show you a status report. I'm gonna get these sheets here processed off, and then this will be ready to cut apart and get this trailer out of here. See you guys.